Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 1172. Hello, it's Mike Matthews broadcasting from Cafe Anyway, located somewhere in Podcastro Valley, Mont. On a Friday today, we hear from Chely Shoehart, Floyd the Floorman, John Deere the Engineer, plus the return of an interesting segment called Ain't Life Grand. We talk about something that makes you go, life. What the heck?
Daily Podcast.
And then I had something I heard. Stanford engineers have
Mike's Daily Podcast.
come up with a way to test your saliva for marijuana. And that is something you're gonna go, oh mama, the CHP is going to pull me over. And if you had yourself a bong or a pipe of something from over the border,
Mike's Daily Podcast,
you're gonna get some kind of, I don't know what the legal ramifications are. I guess that's like is that a
Mike's
DUI or something?
Daily
When you've got the
Podcast.
THC in your system?
Yeah!
I don't know that specifically. I mean, I smell it all the time when I'm driving in the Bay Area, in the East Bay, driving up Mission to go from Fremont back home to Podcastro Valley. Woo! The car's in front of me. And this is like around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm smelling so much MJ, May J, everywhere I go. So it's being smoked. So CHP would make a lot of money with the help of the saliva test that Stanford engineers have come up with. Hey, so people are making fun of We Built This City on Rock and Roll by Starship, and I've had just about enough. That's an awesome song. What's the deal? Yeah, it's full of synthesizers and goofy 80s, the videos, a goofy 80s thing, and everybody's got curly perms, and there's Mickey Thomas and the Grace Slick, and they're all dancing and falling in bad video effects. Well, yes. The song itself, it's an upbeat number. It gets you going. Lots of synthesizer. It's weird that it's by a rock band because the only guitar in it is in that solo. It's, what was his name? Chechian? This is his name. The guitarist for Starship back then. Oh, look who just walked in. Hi, Mike Matthews. It's Chely Shoehart, the Jump Supervisor. Oh my God, why are you talking about 80s bands? Well, it seems like the fun thing to do is make fun of the song We Built the City in Rock and Roll We Built the City with that song that I can't even remember the name of, from the album Knee Deep in the Hoopla. That was also a fantastic album that spawned the other big hit, Sarah. No time is a good time. Mike Matthews, I like that song. You know, the other Starship song that came out a little bit after that was from the Mannequin movie. Mannequin? Say what? Mannequin. Mannequin? Like, what are you talking about? It had Kim Cattrall in it. She played the mannequin way before Sex and the City. And there was Andrew McCarthy. Look who else just walked in. Oh, Mike, this is Floyd the Floorman. And this is John Deere the Engineer. Mike, that's my favorite movie of all time because it reanimates a lifeless form. What are you, Frankenstein all of a sudden, as well as John Deere the Engineer? I am many things. Where's that da-da-da? Because that would have fit just perfectly right there. Say that again. Alright, it stepped on me. It did step on you. Well, whatever. Good job, John Deere. Anyway, people have made fun of it. I guess, is it GQ magazine or one of those magazines nobody reads? Got down on We Built This City on Rock and Roll and whatever. Okay, it's not the best song in the world, but it's certainly not the worst. It's not the worst 80s song. They just pick the one that's the most high profile. So that sucks for the members of Starship that are still around. We lost Paul Kentner earlier this year. He was with Starship for a short while, when I think it was still called Jefferson Starship. The band members have had to defend, or no, they don't even defend that song. They go, yeah, it was crap. We were trying to have a hit. Yeah, it's crap. Why did we even make it? No! You don't you've got to defend it. Well, I would like to say I have a friend named Joe, and he and I were talking back and forth on Facebook, and he was saying, hey, how you been? And I said, hey, I'm fine. Did you go to the reunion? Because we had our 30-year high school reunion this year. And he said no. And he lives like where the reunion was going to be, down in Ventura. I did not feel like driving the 8 hours down there to go to this reunion. And it turns out it was a bunch of people that I didn't really even associate that much with in high school. I mean, I would like to see them, but... And Joe wrote back, yeah, it looked like I saw the pictures on Facebook. It looked like a Weight Watchers, whatever they call those when Weight Watchers get together. A class? A meeting? That's what it was. A Weight Watchers meeting is what it looked like. Where is my sound effect? You have to deal with weight issues as you get into your 40s, my friend. That's just how it goes. In your 30s, even. You start to become like that wiener that gets plump when you cook it. Mike Matthews, what are you talking about? Knee deep in the hoopla. What a wonderful... Are we still on that? No, I've moved on. Hey, it's even a miracle this podcast is coming to you today with all the computer issues I'm having here at Cafe Anyway. But anyway, I would like to also tell you, if you live in the Bay Area, Anyway. If Constant Coogan is listening today, I apologize. I did not make it to your show. I was going to go. I was going to take Bart over, and then that would have left me to take a bus all the way across the city to get to your gig, and I would have done it, except if I would have left anytime after, like, 8:30, I would have had to walk all the way back to Bart, and I didn't feel like doing that, especially since I had to get up at 4 in the morning. So maybe on some weekend I can do that, but I still want to see Constant Coogan. Hear Constant Coogan's interview on my website. You can find it in the interviews section from 2015 to 2016, because we did it earlier this year. And now I'm really starting to sound more than ever like this guy right here.
Liquid. Usually left holding the bag.
Holding the bag! People are going, who is that, Mike? Well, someday I will reveal that person's name. But not now. Because there's so much saliva to test, and so much stuff to get to, and so much to plug, including MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Go there. If you're going to buy anything on Amazon, like let's say a saliva detector, marijuana, May-J detector, go to MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Go to that Amazon link through that on that page, and that helps us out. It's a great way to support the show, and it doesn't change the way you shop. There's also the PayPal. If you'd like to help donate to the show, you'll get a special greeting from all the Cafe Anyway characters. And there's also the podcast picture. Oh, speaking of which, today's podcast picture.
And here's today's podcast picture.
I thought this was something interesting. Someone took an old canoe and they turned it into a little pond. And this was in a garden. I think this was in Benicia. I love Benicia. Props to you, Benicia. You've got some nice parts in your town. Anyway, I saw that and I thought that was really cool. All kinds of interesting front lawn gardening ideas you can get walking around Benicia. Knee Deep in the Hoopla, the best album ever of all time. I said it right here. I'm the anti-GQ. What does GQ stand for? Galaxy Quest? Oh, Galaxy Note 7 phones are not allowed on airplanes anymore because they keep blowing up. Yeah, that's a dang good rule. Those, there goes one right now. Or is it the tablet? Note 7 phone, yeah. They're blowing up. So, good idea. Bad for if you had Samsung stock. But it doesn't look good to have any smartphone stock these days. Maybe have one that's not Apple-related or Samsung-related. What's the other one? HTC? THC? Something like that. We're back on that again, aren't we? Ow. Weight Watchers. So all that can be found at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. And now the segment we call
Life Grand.
Yes, ain't it? Well, now if this computer cooperates, maybe I'll find it. Yes! All right, so you heard about the Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump quasi debate where they didn't debate each other. It was a forum, Commander-in-Chief Forum on NBC, which Matt Lauer is taking a lot of heat that he did not do his job well, that he spent so much time with Hillary on emails and interrupted her a lot and did not really get to any issues. And Trump, he just let Trump ramble on and on and on, where he interrupted the crap out of Hillary. Sexist much, Matt Lauer, on your Today Show, surrounded by beautiful women, and Al Roker. There was a lot of inconsistencies, though, both sides. Hillary and Donald did not tell the truth. What a shock. Clinton wrongly claimed that Trump supported the war in Iraq after it started, while Trump was wrong once again in saying he was against the war before it started. Trump said that President Obama set a certain date for withdrawing troops from Iraq. When that date was set before Obama was sworn in, Trump said that Obama's visits to China, Saudi Arabia, and Cuba were, quote, the first in the storied history of Air Force One, when high officials of a host country did not appear to greet the president. Not true. Clinton said that Trump supports privatizing Veterans Health Administration, Veterans Health Administration. That's false. Trump said he supports allowing veterans to seek care at either public or private hospitals. Trump said Clinton made a terrible mistake on Libya when she was president of the state, or secretary of the state, but at the time Trump also supported U.S. action that led to the removal of Gaddafi from power in Libya. And Trump cherry-picked Clinton's words when he claimed Clinton said, quote, vets are being treated essentially just fine. Clinton had said the problem in the Department of Veterans Affairs were not as widespread as some Republicans claimed, but she went on to acknowledge that problems, including the issue of wait times for doctors, did exist. And Trump said he was totally against the war in Iraq, while Clinton claimed that he supported the Iraq war before and after it started. The facts don't support either candidate's strong assertions. So that is interesting. And also interesting about that whole debate thing was Trump was really scary. He even freaked out Lindsey Graham about what he had to say about Putin and everything, and that he's okay with Putin, even though Putin's like a big bully on the world stage, Russia, these days. As we go outside a cafe anyway, we're bringing Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley. Well, this is going to be a short show. Oh, so many ways to mess that statement up in a fun way. I didn't get to the BART perks. So there's all this news about BART giving you perks if you do not travel to work between the hours of 7 and 8, I think, when it's supposed to be super busy on BART. It's the most impacted so many people on in the morning commute. They're saying try and leave a little bit earlier. If you leave a little earlier during the rush hour times from 6 to, or the not as rush hour times from 6 to 7 and from 8 to 9, they will give you points. Well, I signed up for the points. This is what I found out. The points are nothing. The points are moot. There's nothing there. The points, well, all they do is give you points to apply them to a sweepstake of some sort. You can spin the wheel to try and win $100 is basically what it is. And that's just ridiculous. I thought the points would go to, maybe you can get several dollars taken off of your bill, your Clipper card bill every month. No, it's just you can gamble to try and win money from BART. That's all it is. Why? Why did I even apply for that? I saw points and I'm like, I get points. No. Meanwhile, the Bing points, we figured that all out over the weekend. It's because they're trying to replace all that with some new Microsoft search name, and the Microsoft Points is what I think they're going to, or Microsoft Rewards is what they're going to call it, which means basically they've taken away all the good rewards, and now you can just use Bing points when you're searching on Bing to apply those points to get stuff from Microsoft, which, who cares? Skype, you can use points to get, because Microsoft owns Skype now. You can get, like, specials. I thought Skype was free. What am I going to use the points for on Skype? And Skype messed up my computer this morning, so I got this podcast even later to you than usual. So thank you to all those. I'm so full of bile today, aren't I, May-J? Finally, as we wrap up the show, and I was going to tell you next show we're going to have Benita, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, and the Brewmaster. I'm the Disgruntled Mike Matthews. I'm not so happy anymore about meat stories. So everybody wants to hear the meat story, right? You know, how the two people met. And it's seeming more and more to me that meat stories is just a story of one person who had no self-control at the time. Saw someone that was beautiful or handsome and lost control and went over and talked to them. That's all it is. So if you basically had no control over that, what else do you have no control over? Depends. Enjoy your weekend. I'll talk to you later and whatever. May-J.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Email Mike now at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!